What's up? This is Kennedy Copeland, and you're checking out the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row crowd already.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm the Don Chaz Evans, and you are listening or watching the newest episode of the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show. And there is no roster. It's just me and my tag team partner. We're going to go one-on-one in this debate show. So let's introduce the Red Dog, Cliff Miller.
Yo, what is up? And then if you guys notice, I am still playing around with the screen a lot because, you know, it's what I do. It's a lot of fun to mess around. And since it's just me and the Don today, like I can mess with the screen and have you guys see us as big as we want to be or as small. And I'm going with the latter. So we're going to go big and see what happens.
All righty, let's get through some announcements and then we'll get right on down to the show. If you have not already subscribed to us on YouTube, go do that right now. If we need a couple more subscribers and we can have our own custom URL, which is kind of dope. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, definitely do that. 3 Count Podcast, you know how to spell it, the number 3. And just subscribe. We could you can see the not only you can see the visuals, but you get notified every time we post a new video, so you won't miss anything as far as visuals. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also share, like, subscribe, do all that. So share this video right now that you're watching if you're on Facebook, or if you're watching us on YouTube. Share it, put it on social media. Let all your friends know that you are tuned into the 3 Count Podcast live debate show. Maybe you know somebody that likes wrestling, or bring them on. Let them join in. We love to hear what you guys have to say. It makes the debate show even more fun. So definitely share this video out. Also, we have a website, 3countpodcast.com, the number 3. Anything 3 Count Podcast, it's on there. So definitely go check that out. Go buy our merch. I'm gonna get a little commercial, Cliff. We're gonna get a commercial for our merch, okay? It's gotta have something like a little jingle, like the Credit Karma. Remember the Credit Karma song? Yeah, we gotta get something like that.
It was crazy. I was just singing that the other day. And I don't remember what I was referencing when I was thinking about it, but I was just sitting around like FREE, that spells free, credit card. Creditreport.com, baby.
We gotta get something like that. That's something we need.
A lot of people are not gonna like me because they're gonna be like, "Oh, I got that song stuck in my head."
That's true.
Like, hey, yo, that happens.
So buy our merch. We got a merch shop at prowrestlingtees.com. I heard there was probably some issues with that. I'm not sure, but if you have any issues, definitely message us. And we'll try to get that fixed for you as soon as possible. So prowrestlingtees.com/3 Count Pod. That's us. That's our merch. Get one of these cool shirts. Cliff's got his own shirt that has his catchphrase. So that's on there, and then the merch in the back of Cliff, not the black shirt, but the white shirt, the OG Crew shirt. So it's got yours truly, the Red Dog, JJ, and Idol, the founding fathers of the 3 Count. That's what I'm calling ourselves now, the founding fathers.
I like that.
Yeah, we are the founding fathers of the 3 Count. Yeah. So go get that shirt. Go get it. Listen, go buy all our shirts, okay? They're nice shirts, okay? You look cool wearing it. Like, I think I look pretty cool in this shirt. This is designed by JJ. So look, support a black business. There we go. Support black businesses.
You say that, and it's like 50-50 right now. Like ebony and ivory right here. Like,
That's true. I mean, hey, you know Spanish. Doesn't that make you like Hispanic or something?
I am Hispanic.
Aren't Hispanics black? Aren't they black?
I mean, we are like, have you not seen, like, man, we start off like super, super, super light,
That's
all
true.
into like black like the night.
That is facts. I've seen, yeah, that's true. Anyway, go buy merch. Oh no, buy our merch so we can get some more shirts out for you. So also, Cliff, now in the ring, what's going on down there in the other studio?
Yeah, we have a bunch of interviews that we've just finished off. So we have to finish a couple edits on some of them, but we have a lot of great interviews that are getting ready to drop. I'm super excited because this week we're gonna have Kyle Shaddix on Tuesday. So if you guys get ready for the 27th, you get to see Kyle Shaddix. And then on the 29th, April 29th, you're gonna get Gypsy Mac and you get Myron Reed is gonna be on Now Entering the Ring. So we're gonna have those three interviews this week, and then we have the rest of our interviews that are gonna be popping off. We have a lot of people like that we have planned coming on, and then we have people that have to follow up with that are gonna be on our shows from for the rest of the month, actually for May. So a lot of big names coming up.
Awesome. So yeah, that's Now Entering the Ring. All our interview shows, you can catch the visuals on our YouTube, and you can catch the audio version on all of our podcast services. So go check it out. We got a lot of content as far as 3 Count Podcast. So follow us on TikTok, okay? Because we give you deep dives from yours truly, Cliff Miller over there, the Red Dog. He gives you deep dives after every show, whether it's SmackDown, Raw, Impact, MLW. If it's wrestling and it's on TV, he will probably watched it and he's going to tell you about it. So definitely follow us on TikTok, follow us on Clapper, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Do all that, please, for us. Please. So, we can get famous and we can give you more cool shit. So, with that being said, let's get a move on.
Let's get our groove on, but we do want to throw out a couple thank yous.
Oh yeah,
really quick, like off the jump. Yeah. So let's give a big thanks to Invictus Pro Wrestling for welcoming us yesterday to their show. Great show. We had a lot of fun. And then, we got to talk with a bunch of people that we've already done interviews with. Made a lot of great connections out there as well. So we're definitely excited. And, we will be having Alex, the founder of Invictus, on our debate show sometime in the near future. So we're excited to have him on. Really quick, big shout outs to Casey, because Casey is actually watching the show right now. It says that.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he says him and I need to super kick your head off. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I kind of agree. Just nothing there for you, but just that.
Yeah, he's just jealous that he lost.
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I feel you.
He knows what I'm talking about. He lost.
But I'm a hired gun. So if you need, you know where to find me.
Whatever.
Social media.
Any more thank yous? Is that it?
We do have Invictus. I do want to throw out Matt Silks. I know we've talked about him a couple times. We've actually had him on the show and Now Entering the Ring. Looks like he is kind of asking us to possibly do some work with him. So you might see us there. You might see us a part of what might be going down with him. So I don't know. That's kind of it. But that is the last thing that I did want to throw out.
Alrighty then. So it's now time for our brand new segment. It's now time for the match of the week. Oh, we gotta get something new because we can't do the do. It's more of an upbeat type of thing. So
what if we just maybe we find someone that does a song and it's now it's time for the match of the week.
That's just you know what you do? You cut that out and we use that from now on.
Oh man.
That's what we have to look, you got yourself another gig, kid.
Great.
All right, Cliff. So match of the week. Let me explain this for all of our new viewers, or if you did not catch what match of the week is last week. So match of the week is pretty much, it's our match of the week, what we think is the best match overall, all across all wrestling. So it can be from AEW, it can be from SmackDown, NWA, it could even be from an indie show. It's our match of the week. So Cliff, here we go. What is your match of the week for this week's debate show?
So I'm not going to give the match of the week that I have for because of power rankings, right? But I will throw out one of the honorable mentions that's going to be in there. And I will have to give it up to him because I mean, he's a great worker regardless. But I'm gonna give one of my matches of the week will be Christian Cage versus Will Hobbs, because let's be real, man, Christian Cage, like having him with Frankie, right? Obviously you're in safe hands, and he's like a great worker to work with, Frankie Kazarian. But then you go with Will Hobbs, who's kind of like a little younger, you know what I mean? And like Christian just like carried this man, like, he's like, yeah, man, I got you, don't worry. And like everything he was doing, I was like, yo, I bought into everything. And I love the fact that the story was that, you know, Will was like this big, strong dude, started getting kind of cocky, and then just got caught. So I can do with that.
I know. I actually enjoyed that match on Dynamite. I was a little worried, you know, for the same, you know, reasons. Like, you know, Will's young, and well, the powerhouse guy, and you know, we don't want to, you know, we got Christian now, you know, we don't want to see him go. So I love the match. It was really, really good. I actually stole something from that match. So you'll be seeing me do something out of that match on the Indies, because it was really good. But yeah, I enjoyed that match as well. All right, so my match of the week, Cliff, you already know what my match of the week is.
I do know what your match of the week is.
And I cannot put this match over enough. But my match of the week is from ROH. It is Jay Lethal versus the Pure Champion. And what's his name, Cliff?
Jonathan Gresham.
Say it again. Say it again.
Jonathan Gresham.
Jonathan Gresham. That match was absolute fire. It's a wrestling match, is what it is. It's not pro wrestling. It's not sports entertainment. It's a wrestling match, and it's really good. If you like wrestling, go watch this match. Like, without the glitz and glamour and all the, the bells and whistles that go along with pro wrestling, like, all that's gone. It's just a wrestling match in a ring, and it's really good. So Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham from ROH is my match of the week for this week. So if you guys have a match of the week that you guys think that should be we should have looked at, or maybe we should look at, go put it in the chat box. Let us know what matches we could go see, or maybe look at it again. So let's get down to our debate topics. All right, let's get started. So we all know the news. We all heard the stories. Twitter, the IWC has been blowing up. Mark Carrano is let's back up. So Mickie James posted a photo. Let's back up before we get. So Mickie James posted a photo of WWE sending her stuff to her in a trash bag. So it was like her old gear that she had, and it was sent to her in a trash bag. She posted on Twitter, addressing the situation. Now, when she did this, other wrestlers have come out as well saying the same thing has happened to them. Some names include Maria. I think another one, if I can't remember, Cliff, you quote me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it Jillian as well?
I think Jillian. Yep.
Jillian had got her stuff in the trash bag. So
Gail Kim.
Yep. They treated Gail Kim like crap, point blank, but Gail Kim. So after hearing about this, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon both get a response to Mickie. And they said that the person who was responsible was fired, and a slew of people were fired because when word got around that Mark Carrano, the Total Divas famous guy that everyone knows now because of that show, he is culprit, or had at least some doing into sending these people's stuff and trash bags. So the debate topic is, how could this have gone so long and WWE has not known about it? So Cliff, what do you think about this? What's your take on this?
I kind of like have to, it's like the WWE is just being ignorant. Like, that's it. There's no way that you do something like this and let it slide as much as possible and not know, right? And so it's equivalent to, like, I don't know, it feels like very reminiscent of like everything that has happened before in WWE, where like things that were allegations with like some of their superstars, and they're just kind of like, yeah, I don't, yeah, we'll just keep it going. I'm just like, yo, well, why is this still going on? Like, it's weird to me to think that someone like like Mark can get through all of this and not have any ramification, and no one says anything. And if they did say something, it pretty much makes me feel like, yo, like HR in their department is not doing their job. And to be fair, they're probably not. Probably they're not there for the wrestlers. They're there for the corporation. And it sucks because I'm just like, yo, at the end of the day, like, you're supposed to be taking care of your people, and you're not helping nobody. And that really irritates me, and it really hurts me, because I'm just like, yo, like, these are your warriors. Like, you ask these guys to go in and sell their body, like, and commit, and what are you doing to them? You're just destroying them. And I don't know, man. It's very stupid to me. It's very I don't know, discouraging, because it kind of makes me feel like, you know what, like, why would anybody want to come, like, to the Pinnacle, if the Pinnacle keeps treating their people like, hey, these are just guys, these are just talent, we can replace them. Just like, I don't know, it hurts seeing it, and then knowing that it's been going on for so long and these guys can't do anything about it. It's frustrating. And I was just like, man, I can't believe it. And then who was it? Wasn't it Gail that tweeted out? She's like, they're still doing this. I'm like, why are we doing? Why has this been going on for so long and no one has said anything?
Right.
So I appreciate that. Mickey put out her thing where she said, like, I was always told to leave the business better than how you found it, and she's glad that she found the courage to say something, and I'm glad that she found the courage too. So, big ups to her. But I was like, man, I can't believe it. So many people were like, yeah, it's happened. I'm like, why did you let it keep happening then? Why didn't you say something? And you get what you get. Mark, like, he got fired for it, so it's on him now. And I don't miss him and care. And to be real, I didn't even know who he was until, like, they announced that he got fired, and I was like, I don't know who that is, and nor do I care about that guy. So fuck him.
Well, yeah, you didn't hear about? You never watched Total Divas?
No, I don't watch Total Divas.
You didn't watch the first season?
Nope.
Really? You didn't watch it at all?
No, I have. To be fair, I know who comes in and who comes out, but I don't pay attention to it after that.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow. But yeah, I mean, I think that's when I first heard about him, because I watched the first 2 seasons. I watched the first 2 seasons of the of Total Divas.
Yeah.
So that's how I always thought he was more, he worked with the women, because he was always featured on it. I thought that was why. But yeah, that's how, I guess that's how a lot of people know him, because of, he was always featured, and he was an ass on the show. Like, and that's why, like, it doesn't shock me that he got fired. I was like, I know he was an ass. But right. I want to give us a minute to make sure all of our fans who were with us earlier get back on there with us. We were having technical difficulties earlier, so I want to make sure everybody gets back in on the fun. So I guess we take this brief pause. What we'll do is we can shout out Invictus again for their show yesterday. TJ Crawford is a star in the making. That dude was awesome.
Yeah.
So shout out to TJ Crawford. You might see him on the show. Big Trouble, Ben Bishop versus I'm about to call him Earthquake. Lord have mercy. Wrecking Ball. But Wrecking Ball is good too. You might see him on the show. So you never know who might show up on the 3 Count Podcast.
We're like
the unofficial podcast for AEW Dark. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, I feel like we were joking about that, but it's like, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, yo, like, this is a true statement. Like, we legitimately had so many people who came from AEW Dark on the show, and now we're like, wow, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like, we need to start marketing ourselves as the unofficial podcast of AEW Dark.
Yeah, or they could come to us and be like, hey, we want to make you guys the official podcast of AEW Dark.
Listen, that's what I'm hoping for. That is what I'm hoping for. So, alrighty. we're back in the business here, so let's get right back to it. So, Mark Carrano. So here's the take on this, right? I think wrestling in a whole needs to come out of, I guess we want to call it the ribbing culture. I think that's where it boils down to. It goes even further than just, of course, the fact that, it happened this long and no one said anything. Like, you don't send your shit in someone's shit in a trash bag if you're a professional company. I just, point blank. And I think it's the ribbing culture. WWE wants so bad to not be a wrestling company, but they still hold on to that tribal wrestling stuff, like the carnival day stuff, like the ribs and all that, where it's not necessary. And I think that's where it boils down to. Because look at it like this. Back in the day, how do you know WWE wasn't doing this even before this? That was just a thing. That was a rib. Like, oh, you were leaving? Okay, we're gonna send stuff in the trash bag. Like, let's not act like we haven't heard crazier stories come out of the WWE. So why, like all those workers, who do they fall under? Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon still does those, wrestling carnival days crap, like ribbing. So I think it boils down to just stop ribbing people. Mark Carrano was an asshole in the first place. And then I think after he got fired, it's just a whole can of worms just opened up in front of him, because now he's also apparently it's reported, not saying that this is any truth to it yet, but there's sexual allegations against him that WWE brushed under the rug. So karma's a bitch. That's number one. So, but yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad on both ends, because especially for Mickie James being as the legend that she is, she deserves a hell of a lot better than that.
Yeah. I get taken back because I'm just like, yo, like, think about like the stuff that happened with like Dean Moxley before he left. Like, they wanted him to job out to get over EC3, right? And then as like time wore on, they were just like, all right, well, whatever. And then like pretty much at the end of his run, they're like, here's $500, go away. Like, that's just what they were treating him like. And I'm just like, man, like, you disrespect all your talent. Then you wonder why, like, and it's crazy because like you have a lot of talent that wants to come back and work. And to think about like Mickie, especially Mickie, right? Where like for the longest time they were calling her Piggy James, right? And then like she came back to the company and they used her strong for like, a few months, and then she tore her ACL, and they're like, we don't really need you, but you don't really have a women's division either. So what does that really say about y'all? Like, in as far as like having strong women that can like hold down the matches. Like, I get like we have the 4 horsemen women, there's Bliss, there's a lot of women that can wrestle now, but at that time, man, like the women's division was still coming along, and they could have used someone like Mickie James to come through and like help put over new talent and help get people together. And like, no, we're gonna ride this train out. So I think, like you said, whatever, he's gone. It's on him now, and he made a mistake, and like he obviously had to pay for it at the end of the day. But I just look at the talent, and I'm just like, man, like, you guys deserve so much better, and I can't wait to see like how much better you guys get outside of the company.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So right there, agree with you. So let's move on to our next topic. All right, righty. Let's talk about the Yes Man. Let's talk about Daniel Bryan. SmackDown. This past SmackDown, we found out that Daniel Bryan is going to be facing against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and there's a stipulation with it that if Daniel Bryan loses, he's banished from SmackDown, which brings up our debate topic. Where should Daniel Bryan leave WWE? Pretty much, should he leave? There's also a report that stating that he did an interview about WrestleMania. He was actually shocked that he was in the main event as far as with Edge and Roman. He felt like he wasn't needed in that storyline, and he just said like he didn't feel the same like he's done with previous WrestleMania. after that match. So we'll have to test other waters out there like AEW, Impact. I would like to see him in NWA if that's the case. So what do you think?
Where do I see Daniel Bryan going?
Yeah, like should he leave?
Was that?
Should he leave WWE?
Should he leave WWE? No. I think his talent is needed there as far as like building up to other talent and like helping them get over in WWE. Because if there's one thing about Daniel Bryan is that like here's a dude that started off in the indie scene and was doing really, really well and built himself up. And then when he went to WWE, like he started at the bottom of the barrel again and rose up to the top. But he did it through WWE system and he figured out the way. And I feel like his knowledge in WWE can help grow newer talent to help elevate it. And that would be something just like Mickie James said, right? We want to leave the business better than we found it. And I feel like Daniel Bryan being in WWE can help elevate other talent. We saw him do it with Drew Gulak for a bit. We've seen it with.
They dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, that was on them, but you know they did it. But we've seen him be able to pull the best out of everybody. Cesaro is another one. Like look at Cesaro, like he's on his up and up. You know, if we were to do like a temperature check,
oh.
we see Cesaro on the rise, and it's a credit to Daniel Bryan helping to find talent and utilize those guys and understand like how good they can be in the business and just elevating those guys. So I think Daniel stays in WWE. Now I know a lot of people will be like, well, he'll be better in like NWA or at AEW. At AEW, with no disrespect, they have all these top talent guys and only like 3 spots for those top talent guys. And we see the guys. We know the talent that's there. You could be like, well, he can go to Impact. Right. But the problem you're going to run into Impact, same thing you're running into AEW. But at Impact, he's not going to be, I don't say he's not going to be utilized because he's definitely utilized. It's just that I feel at this time, I know he's winding down his career. He kind of wants to kind of go back to being a part-timer. Just stay WWE. Sign another check, be a part-timer, and just coach from the back and help people elevate themselves up through reading of last-second changes to promos and like get yourself over. So I feel like Daniel is better there. Also, I'm available to be a protege, Daniel. Like, just pick me.
All right. So look at this, right? There's a thing called the WWE Performance Center where they supposedly build the new stars, right? That's where everyone goes. That's where Christian Casanova goes. That's where all the indie guys go when they get signed, right? They go to PC. And that's where, they build them up. NXT, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, whatever. They need coaches down there. They need people who understand the wrestling of today. Okay? Like, wrestling has changed whether people have liked it or not. It's not the same as it was in the 90s, not the same as it was in the 80s, 70s, 60s, and so forth and so forth. Like, wrestling isn't the same as it was last year as opposed to this year. So much has changed and the business has changed, and you need the I guess I want to say the recent generation. Well, that generation who, as their time is come and gone, to help build up that new talent, because they're going, like you said, Daniel Bryan was the one that started in the indies, worked his way up to the top of the indie scene, got signed to WWE, and worked his way up. Remember, Daniel Bryan was fired, came back, and then he main evented WrestleMania. Now, the yes. So when he gets to that point, he needs to be able to tell these young guys get over and how to work in that system. So either he goes to the PC, or I say have him be an agent. Daniel Bryan can put on matches. We know he has a wrestling mind. They could use him as an agent and let him be an agent how the agent should be, and not, what they are now. How Arn Anderson was telling it that, yeah, they got too many writers in the kitchen. Yeah, just let Daniel Bryan help. Like, he's already doing creative for SmackDown, right? Let him be on the creative team. Let him be a writer. Like, let him do storylines like this. Daniel Bryan has a future in WWE, and that's not wrestling. whether he's decides to retire, he has a future there, point blank. Like we already saw how they used him when he retired the first time. He was the general manager, and he did a very good job, right? Yeah. So I think he should stay. He should stay. He shouldn't go. Listen, everybody can't go to AEW. Like y'all can't go.
And I don't want to be disrespectful to AEW. I don't want to be, but not everybody should want to go to AEW. Like, and I say that in the sense that, like, right now, like I said, like the stories are focused around Kenny, the Young Bucks, and Darby Allin, right? And outside of that, what other storylines are
right? You're right. No, you're absolutely
I'm
right.
Sorry. And Sheeta. I don't want to be disrespectful to women's champion because she's legit, but that's it. Like, and there should be. You would think that with all the talent that they have in there, you would see like, well, and I will say this: Jericho and the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. Like that's another storyline. But I would like to see like Miro, like because I know Miro's been like teasing his stuff going on, right? I would like to see the Best Friends and Death Triangle finally have like their storyline kind of tied up and have those guys like do their thing. I would like to see more with what's going on the women's side, right? So I know like Jade and Red Velvet had like their match, and I was into that story. So I'm definitely, and I'm still very much into like what we're going with those guys, those two women. But then like, you do still have Thunder Rosa. So how come Thunder Rosa can't be in another feud with somebody else? Like I want to see more stories, because that was like what drove me into watching wrestling to begin with. Was sometimes the title picture wasn't even the best picture. Like it was like this story over here was way hotter and it didn't have a title attached to it. It was just cool. So I'm just like, can we get some of those things going on? Like, can we get another battle of the big men, right? Where maybe like Luchasaurus and I don't know, somebody from Bear Country, right? Like we can get those guys mixed up. It's just, I want to see those things like Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara. Guevara's wrapped up with the Pinnacle thing, but like Kip Sabian and, Jungle Boy have a storyline, or like Marco Stunt has like a storyline where he's battling for something else. Like I just want to see the guys more mixed up in the shows, because that would drive better for me.
Yeah, and then like I said, they have a lot of people in a little bit of spots in AW. So Dan Bryan will just be another guy.
And to be fair, Christian right now, like I like Christian's moves right now, right? Where it's like you're watching Christian because Christian's talking about how he wants to outwork everybody. That's cool. Like, and I'm tied to that because there's nothing around. Like, it's driving towards the title. I get that, but it's just his story right now. I want to outwork everybody, and I will. I can't wait to see that one person who outworks him.
Yeah, he's not gonna take the title off of Kenny.
Yeah, you know what though? I think it's Hangman. Hangman could be the guy that like.
I think it's
Hangman. But Hangman is right there.
I agree. That's who I believe should. I mean, he should. If it wasn't Jericho, it should have been him. Being the first one, but I get, they're gonna build a Hangman, hopefully. But yeah. So yeah, it's nothing with Daniel Bryan. It's he has a future there once he stops wrestling. When he actually does decide to quit and and stay home. That's when he decides he has a future in WWE. He has a job there, point blank. And he could definitely do something with the network. They're on Peacocks. They're gonna have a bunch of different content, like have him on the pre-show stuff before pay-per-views. There's things for him to do. So yeah.
I want to see a show where Daniel Bryan is on Peacock and he has like guests. Maybe not even necessarily attached to WWE, but you have it and you call it like a wrestler's mind, and it would be something like Now Entering the Ring. I don't know.
Are you about to have listen, if you get Now Into the Ring on Peacock, it can be how they used to do Bruce Pritchard's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And early in the network was something else to wrestle with. Yeah. If you get us on Peacock, listen.
I'm trying to get us on like Fox Sports or ESPN. That's what. Hey, shout outs. If Fox Sports, if you're looking for a wrestling show, we are available.
Facts. Since Backstage ended, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have Backstage, and we'll guarantee that we could pull in 10 views. It's kind of what we're averaging now.
Facts. That's
Just
facts.
put us on right after Skip and Shannon.
Please, I want to be in the same studio. Yes, so they can feed us in.
Right.
Absolutely, on FS1. Yo, listen, that'd be dope. That'll be dope. Now you got me thinking. I'm about to write a letter.
Okay, let's give some big shout outs out really quick, right? So thank you to Garrett and Rachel for joining us. Mr. Richard, you're on. We see you writing. He's got a lot of stuff saying, Christian's 47, but he has had issues, had not had the same health issues as Daniel Bryan. He also says that Kane and Bryan should run for president and VP of 2024, which are we really going to call him Hell No? Like the Hell No campaign? I'm not going to lie, I'd be very much for that. Also, hi, Keith. Keith Ross is in the building watching.
Oh, hey, Keith. See you in 2 weeks, pal.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks. He said the Hell No party.
Hey, yo, the Hell No part. That's funny. Oh, man. All right. Like I said, I want to thank everybody for joining us on our live stream. If you're listening to this on the audio version, you can check out our live stream every Sunday, 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We get live. Normally, you hear the a full roster of guys, but hey, it's one of those lazy Sundays. I mean, we started late anyway, so
We did.
but we're here to give you an entertaining good time. So let's get this started. So.
Yo, Richard needs to chill. He said, I've been waiting to do this all week. Now he's back. Aleister Black's life matters.
That's funny.
Get canceled.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Oh man, that's funny. All right, so Uncle Dave is back in the news. We are talking about Uncle Dave yet again. Uncle Dave is always a topic on our show, always, because Uncle Dave is Uncle Dave. So, Dave Meltzer is in some hot water apparently with Charlotte and a couple other wrestlers. On Twitter, he had apparently reported the leak. Well, not reported the leak, but reported that Charlotte was to undergo surgery. She was getting what he said was she was getting work done, end quote, and that was part of the reason why she's missing Mania and all that good jazz. Charlotte came out and blasted Uncle Dave, okay? I won't read exactly what she said, just she laid his ass out on Twitter, as only Charlotte could, and that's the queen. Pretty much told Dave, you're a liar, you're a scumbag, and everything else. She had to get dental work done, but the way that she interpreted, I guess, Dave Meltzer's tweet was that she was getting her face done and like all type of Botox. But was Uncle Dave's comment wrong, Cliff? That's what we're gonna talk about.
I feel like there's like a little bit more to the story too, because I know I know that I know her boyfriend had came out and said some stuff. And
Andrade.
Yeah, Andrade had said some stuff like about watch your mouth, this is what you're supposed to be doing, blah blah blah. You're reporting bull and BS and blah blah blah. But then he said, Dave said if he had listened to the whole interview, you would have known that I said that, it's not fair for women who are 40 or getting up in age to have to be forced to retire when you still have champions who are like in the male side that are 40 or 50 years old. And he was like kind of referencing like AJ Styles and like obviously, some of those guys. And I see his point, right? But at the same token, and I know it's Dave, but you probably shouldn't be like at least clarify on Twitter what you're going to say. Don't just put in quotations and kind of leave it hanging, because I understand that any press is good press, even if it's bad press. But at the same token, like you still have a reputation to uphold. And when we come to you to look for you for like credibility in the news circuit, and you just like put out like clickbait tweets, it's not a good look, because eventually people are going to be like, we don't want to listen to you. I know for myself, like some of the things that he's reported or he's even said like on his show, I've gone back and mentioned on TikTok, and I've actually got people who came back to me and was like, Dave's unreliable, don't use him as a source. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
it's not really using him as a source if he says it on his podcast, but I understand where you're coming from. I was like, but in the same token, like, it's Dave, like Dave always gets like this crazy intel and he knows how to get it. So he gets all these, I won't call them leaks, but he gets all this information. But then like you turn around and blast someone. You didn't mean to put her out like that, but you put her out like that, saying, you know, like I said, you know, the quotation part work. And that wasn't fair for her at all. And for Charlotte, yeah, good for her that she stood up and was just like, yo, stop doing that. Because we've seen Dave go out of his way and say some stuff and then have to like recant what he said. Because remember, was a couple years ago where Seth Rollins gave the rah speech, and
Oh, yes.
Seth put him on blast.
Yes.
And then as soon as he did, he was like, I'm only reporting what I heard. You know, I'm very sorry. And he had issued his entire apology about it. And like now he's like, I'm going to defend what I said. If you listen to the whole interview, no, dude, like your tweet was clickbait and you got what you wanted. But in the same token, like you hurt somebody else's career in the process. And like, that's never a good way to get up.
Yeah. I gotta agree with, likewise with you, Cliff. Pretty much that's legitimately what I had. But like he uses clickbait. He got what is there. You got the attention, and there's no bad press. There's no such thing as bad press. I'm all for that, and I kind of lean towards that more or less. But there's some things that are just off, that you don't do. And I think that's what it comes to. The stuff you don't. Goes back to what we talked about in the beginning with Mark Carrano. There's just things you don't do. Like this, there's ways to go about things with some decency and some order, and not be an asshole. So, Dave just it's gonna hurt his reputation. He's already all in the fire with how he overhypes he overhypes AEW. So he's already in a lot of heat as it is. He doesn't need to, get himself in more heat. He's gonna throw himself down the toilet, and he's gonna lose all credibility sooner or later if he does not, if he doesn't get it together.
It's interesting because we just got a comment, and I'm going to read this legit how it comes out. It's the way the world works now. Look at all the political speeches full of half-truths and downright lies. So why shouldn't wrestling be any different? Not saying I agree with it, but it's where we are in the world with naive and ignorance. I agree, but we still have to remember, like, in the world that we live in, man, like we're still, I don't want to say professionals because that's not the right word to be using in this context, but we still have a decorum that we have to like uphold, right? Just in ourselves. And even though our politicians are going out and, telling half truths and lies, and the media does the same, as well as, maybe in the wrestling industry, still doesn't mean that we can have a standard for ourselves. And I think at the end of the day, like, that's my problem is like, if you go out and you say, Charlotte gets some work and then just leave it, like, no, like, don't expect me to be like, oh, what did she get done? I'm gonna end up clicking and then hearing about how she had done it. Just be honest. The thing is like we as people, we've gotten so far apart from just honesty that like we believe anything that's being told to us as long as it like makes us invoke an emotion. And it was something else I talked about on a TikTok, which was crazy because somebody had called me out about Adnar Veneer. And they were like, who are you trying to convince, you or myself? And I was like, dude, like, I don't have time to react to that anymore. Like, I just don't. And because at the end of the day, I'm not going to get mad and I'm not going to be excited. I won't have a reaction. And at the end of the day, if you don't show reaction, people will just be like, oh, well, they're not interested in that. We should keep it moving. And I'm kind of in that same boat with wrestling. Like, if it doesn't interest in me, I don't care. I'm just going to keep it moving. And I feel like more people should take that kind of approach. Like, hey, like, quit letting so much get to you. Just move along.
Alrighty. So it's time for the what you call it? It's time for the power rankings.
Oh, we're in the power rankings already?
I know it's only two of us. It's only
right. I feel like this is wild.
Yeah, I know, right? It's weird. All right. We go by. We flutter out the bullshit. Maybe we shouldn't have Anthony on the show.
we don't have Anthony. We don't have JJ. We don't have Idol. We don't have Damien.
Yeah.
Where's Grimes? I know you were in watching the show. Anyway, we move it to the top 10 power rankings. So let's start us off with our honorable mentions. We always have these, and I do love putting these in. By the way, this week I did not get to see MLW, although I started watching. I didn't get to finish it. NWA Power, same way, and New Japan. Unfortunately, I didn't get to check out New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. So, but we do have a list, and we're going to put that out there for you right now. So, starting off with an honorable mention. First one, Elias versus Kofi Kingston on Raw. This was a great match, and I'm very sad that I got knocked on honorable mention because there are so many other good matches. But let's give it up for the debuting Saray.
Yeah.
Zoe Stark on NXT. Like, gosh, she's good.
Zoe Stark, yes.
Zoe Stark is such a great hand. Like, she's relatively new to NXT, especially for me. But I'm like, yo, I'm all about her. She's so cool.
Zoe Stark's NXT champion.
Oh yeah, I'm down with that. We're gonna go into our next honorable mention. I mentioned this at the top of the show: Christian Cage versus Will Hobbs on AEW. Definitely, like I said, I like that match. I like him. I like it. What he's got going on. Moving up, we do have Grizzled Young Veterans versus Fandango on NXT. And our last honorable mention match is going to be LA Knight over Dexter Lumis on NXT. So that's it. And now we're going to move into our top 10. Our top 10 starts off with Eric Young versus Eddie Edwards on Impact. Big shouts. We're going to move into number 9 with Cesaro and Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso and Seth Rollins on SmackDown. Great storytelling. I was just a fan of this match all around. Number 8, Hikaru Shida versus Tay Conti, AEW. Now, I know I got reached out to this. Richard, I saw your comment because we talked about this. I didn't want to say anything, but this match did make my list. I didn't want to say it, though. Next, number 7, Penta.
It was good.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I like it too. You know, and I'm very critical of the AEW women division, but that match, it was good.
I'm going to put this out there, right? And we've talked about this a couple times, and we've talked about the women's division, right? And I'm going to ask this question: do you see this heading in the right direction finally?
Well, the AEW women's division?
Yeah.
I can't answer that. I can't give you a real good answer yet.
I mean,
they have good days and they have bad days, and it's very inconsistent. So I can't say yes, it is a good, because next week they could do some fuck shit. Let's see how they do. Let's see what they do. Ask me that question after the next pay-per-view, or before, or at least, or close when we get to the pay-per-view.
Okay, I mean that's fair. That's fair. I know for me,
because I feel like this. I feel like they should wait on the Britt Baker match because Britt came out on Dynamite because spoiler alert, Tay Conti lost. So that put Britt in the number 1 spot in the ranking system. She had a whole little graphic, came out and everything, made a big deal about it. And she's been pushing to get number 1 for the past couple of weeks. So let's see what they do. I think they should wait till the pay-per-view to do that match. But let's see what they do with that, and then ask me that. Then I can give you a logical answer.
They have to. Like, there's no reason why not to have that be on a NXT or on a Dynamite show. It should definitely be on.
Right. So we'll see.
This is okay. So this is why I bring it up.
I'm intrigued. Like I said, I've been intrigued with this build that they've been doing for Britt as far as the ranking system, because now they're putting it to use and actually making it do work legit something instead of just something that they have in the lower third underneath the wrestler. So I like they're putting importance into that. Let's just see what they do with it.
Okay, and I only say that, right? I say that in a sense that if you look at where AEW was like 6 months ago, right?
Right.
I don't say we, some of us buried the entire division. But if you look at it now, right? You have Britt, you have Thunder Rosa, you have Shida. Tay Conti has come along so far from where she was on NXT to where she is now.
Yeah.
Look at before she got injured, right? Anna Jay, but she'll be back. Krista Statlander is back. Where's Nyla Rose been? And we know that she's a monster, and we know that she will destroy. She puts on good matches. She's not around, but there's another talent that we just openly haven't talked about. Diamante is another person that is a steady hand. And I just see the women's division like slowly building. And mind you, there's another female who's a former champion. We haven't seen her because I think she's on Dark all the time or she's back in Japan. But I know you don't care for her, but Riho is not around. And I just think if you look at it consistently, like there's a lot of talent in the women's division and it's building finally. And we're starting to see like the women get elevated. And I'm like, this is what we're supposed to be looking for. This was always supposed to be the plan. So to me, I'm like, yo, I like what we got going on. And I will keep putting them over because I'm like, yo, it's getting there. And I'm very much appreciative about it.
We'll see.
All right, so let's get to number 7. We do have Penta versus Trent. Did I say it right?
Oh.
Trent?
Oh, yeah.
AEW. I don't know why I put the question mark in, but I do like the way that Justin Roberts says it. Let's go into number 6. So this was the first match off of AEW Dynamite. Hangman Page versus Ricky Starks. It's like, it's a good way to just start the show off.
Yeah.
Let's get to number 5. This was one of my favorite matches, and I'm surprised it made it this long, but give it up to Raw for Matt Riddle versus Orton. So fun match. Number 4, we have Kushida versus Oney Lorcan on NXT. Number 3, this is another great match. Kyle O'Reilly versus Cameron Grimes on NXT. To the moon. Or the number 3 spot for us.
I love it.
Number 2.
Never thought I would love Cameron Grimes as much as I do now.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes is putting in work.
Yeah, not Grimes. We know who Grimes is.
Number 2. We do have to put
he was supposed to get Duff today. I'm so upset.
Number 2, this is a great match. And I want to put it over. And this goes to credit to AEW and their division and how they're building their young superstars. But Darby Allin versus Jungle Boy was on point. On point.
If I had not seen the ROH show, that would have been my match of the week.
And you wouldn't be wrong. That wouldn't be a bad choice. Because the number 1 match for this week goes to Jonathan Gresham and Jay Lethal at ROH. Mind you, this is also ROH's debut on the power rankings. And to snatch up the number 1 spot. So, yeah, I have to agree with you, man. Like, that match was good. There was a lot of great work into it. I love the storytelling. I love the fact that they were both working over their shoulders. And I love the fact that Jay Lethal was going for his finisher and he was going for lethal injection and just couldn't do it because obviously like his shoulder was bad. I liked it. I love the fact that Jonathan Gresham's telling the story that he gave up all 3 road breaks.
Yeah.
And he had to figure out like how he's going to get out of the situation he was in. And he did. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is pretty cool. And it was kind of cool to hear too, that Jay, and I haven't watched all of his matches. Right. And I'll be honest, this was like the first time really for me watching ROH. So shout out to them for their 500th episode. But I love the fact that they mentioned on commentary that he has 8 title defenses and he's won them 8 different ways. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris Idol for putting me on ROH a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's so good. And my favorite indie wrestler is on there, O'Shea Edwards, Big Bang Kaiju. So gives me extra incentive to watch ROH. But yeah, your power rankings, I have no problem with them, especially with that number 1 spot. Yeah. But I feel like depending on your audience, you can interchange the number 1 and the number 2 because Jungle Boy and Darby, they did the damn thing.
Yeah, they did. They
So,
tore the roof down. I was very much appreciative of how they did it too. Big
yeah,
ups to them.
yeah. So, alrighty, that's the show, and your power rankings gets a round of applause.
The damn laugh track.
Listen, no, this is the laugh track. That's the laugh track. All right. So, with that being said, let's end the show. Also, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on all our social media platforms, whether it's Facebook. So, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Clapper. It's always 3Count Pod or 3Count_pod. If you can't find us on one of them, check the other one. See the 3Count Pod or 3Count_pod. No matter where you find us, you can see Cliff's ugly mug on all our social media. He's the face of social media for the 3Count Podcast. His face is literally everything because he gives you deep dives on all things professional wrestling. So follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Clapper. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you have not already, so you can catch the visuals. And then for all of our audio listeners who listen to us on their favorite podcasting service, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts, thank you for listening. Give us a 5-star Frog Splash review on Apple Podcasts. Share us with your friends. Give it a like. Tell everybody about the fastest rising, growing, awesomest, most ultimate wrestling show in all of podcasts, the 3Count Podcast. Be there next week or be somewhere else.
Hey guys, it's the host of the 3Count, Chaz Evans here. Make sure to let you know that I don't run shit, I don't do shit, I just talk shit. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast. What else should you do? You should also follow us on all social medias. That's the Facebook at 3Count Podcast, the Instagram at 3Count Pod, and the Twitter at 3Count_pod. Also, if you like us a lot, you should definitely buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3. Don't be an idiot and type in THREE, because you're not going to find anything. So make sure you follow us at 3Count Pod or 3Count_pod on Twitter and buy a shirt. Be there or be somewhere else.